Welcome to the Plus Channel and welcome to the Vice City. See, I'm not lying. It actually is Vice City. As you can see, I'm not in the dojo. I'm in Miami, specifically Miami Beach. On vacation, have been for the last 7 days. That's Polizei right over there, but they're cool. Spent about 7 days in the Key West with Project Seattle, the Z4M. This evening we're spending in beautiful Miami, and tomorrow we're heading to Pittsburgh. But tomorrow in the afternoon we're gonna do something interesting. I got invited to tour the Conquerors Club here in Miami, and I thought it could be cool to film something because it's an elite country club, and you gotta get an invitation to become the member. And I did get an invitation to tour the place, so it's gonna be pretty sweet. And then after that we're gonna go visit my friend Matt up in Fort Lauderdale. He does fantastic upholstery work, and he actually already did the letter for Z4M, and it looks amazing. So yeah, we're gonna do a bit of a vloggerson stuff, and let's see how it turns out. I'm not used to this sort of thing, you know, holding my phone, talking to myself, but I am a YouTuber, so better get used to it. But it looks so cool. Look at that, Ocean Avenue, the famous Ocean Avenue. Key West was hot, man. It was hotter than devil's balls. It's just really humid here in Miami, hot as well, but it's not that bad. Anyway, it seems that I've lost my wife and my friends, so I'm gonna go find them. Croissant. Look at those babies. Dinner plates. Right, that's interesting. Welcome to Miami. What is that? Okay. Yeah. The tire is that thin, that much.
Wait.
I don't want to.
Wait.
No, I want to cross now.
Wait.
Good morning. Here's Project Seattle. Nope, not that ugly piece of turd. There it is. Want to learn something new? If you leave your car in Florida for a couple of months, the interior will spontaneously combust and turn cinnamon. Look at that. Used to be black, remember? It's beautiful cinnamon leather now. 500 degrees. It's hotter than devil's ass crack today. You can hear the AC blasting. The dash says 95 Fahrenheit, which is about 300 Celsius. And we are heading to the Conquerors Club. The Z is doing well. 437 miles done so far. Didn't miss a beat because I prepared it for the road trip. Normally I hate tinted windows on cars, but here in Florida I think there's no way around it. You just have to have that, otherwise you're gonna cook. Like if the car is out in the sun the entire day, whatever you touch in the interior, you can fry an egg on it. Like the metal trim particularly, the plastic, the leather, everything is just cooked. Leaving Miami Beach in the rearview mirror. Cool place. Really cool place, especially at night. A lot of traffic, but the S54 sound is there to make it better. God, I like this car. I like it a lot. Opaloka Executive Airport. In other words, you need to have money to be able to fly from this airport. The Conquerors Club. Thank you very much. Manuel?
No.
Do I look like a Manuel?
Just like Emmanuel. Bro, from Auto Love. Anyways, how may I help you? I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's so good.
You look just like him.
So good.
Maria,
yeah.
Maria.
Yeah.
Oh, it was spelled differently there on the thing.
Well,
No,
it's European. No, it's correct. But we have a J.
All right.
Here.
Awesome. It'll be here.
Easy.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Soy Manuel. Let's go to the racetrack straight away. Alright, just wrapped up here. Didn't do a lot of filming because it was more like a private tour, but it was a lot of fun. What a fantastic place. We'll definitely come back and visit again, and perhaps next time I'm gonna have a car and we can drive it on the track as well. Today they're closed, that's why we didn't do a lot of filming, but I could drive the track as well, and it's a nice track, man. Right in the heart of Miami. Really grateful for the tour. We had to make a little break. We came to Terry's Key Lime Pies. We need something refreshing, and key lime pie is gonna hit the spot. Terry, panaditas, key lime pie. If you come to Florida, especially Key West, you gotta have this. It's delicious. Okay, approved. Terry makes really good key lime pie. That's one of the best ones we had. The key lime pie was delish, and now it's a sideball turn. Fantastic place. Terry's key lime pie, add it to the list. And also, but you can buy alligator meat. Back in the Batmobile, and off to Matt we go. All right. Now we're gonna visit Matt from E3 Customs. You might have seen him on Tavares' channel. He's done quite a few interiors for him, and he does amazing upholstery work. And he's done this interior. I'll show you that in a bit. I really wanted to have one interior done by him, so this kind of matched up time-wise. And the car is gonna stay with him before it gets shipped to Europe, because he needs to do a few final tweaks to the interior. And then it's easier to ship it from Miami than from, say, Orlando. It's gonna be a bit cheaper because they have a port here. E3 upholstery. This looks locked. It's not. Hello, hello.
Right?
How can you live here? How you doing,
How
man?
you doing, man? Sorry, it's a little dirty and dusty. We're doing houses.
Genuine Alpina, huh?
No, it's not. And I don't want you to look at that one. You're gonna hate it.
Why? It looks cool.
Outside.
Genuine 19-inch Alpinas, huh? What? What? That's a bold choice, huh?
Yeah, it's not a real Alpina, but it is a V12 car.
Oh, nice, 750. You know, I like blue, but this is maybe a bit over the top, but it looks cool though.
It's different.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at this. That looks beautiful. Wow, the whole door panel.
Yeah,
amazing.
we're doing $25, $30 million mansions, and this guy doesn't believe in painting walls. So their accent walls are going to be wrapped in Alcantara and suede.
No way.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah, so we don't really do this, but we did.
Is that gonna be on the outside or?
This is on the end. This is just a movie theater.
Oh wow.
And this is one of 5. We don't do this kind of stuff, but
Customer wants what customer wants, right?
You want to see Stradman's car?
Sure.
It's a little wild.
I've never seen it even on the video, but yeah, that's bold as well, I guess.
We're gonna clean it up tomorrow, and then it goes.
So you did a whole interior on it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting car, huh? How do you just lift it? I don't know. I never operated a Lamborghini before. Wow. Clean work, man. Really, really clean work.
Yeah, leather floors.
Whole thing, dude. This is nuts. And it smells really good. It smells like proper leather. So you just let it bake in the sun? It's good for the leather, huh?
When it's new, yeah. Especially like because the type of glue that we use, the heat actually helps a little bit in the beginning to just kind of level everything out. But
stretch it as well a little bit.
Yeah, it stretches, it shrinks, and he wanted us to do more. So like we did the leather floors, and then we did the frunk.
Look at that.
Yep.
And this is probably a little tricky to do.
Yeah, it was unbelievably difficult because it's carpeted.
Yeah,
So
the
you
leather
have to
is not
melt-
meant
Yeah.
to stretch like this. Yeah.
No, you can't really pull the carpet off of it either. It kind of comes off, but not really. So
Nuts.
it's not as easy as the rest of the car.
But it reminds me like of old coach-built Lamborghinis and Ferraris, like one-off things.
Yeah.
It's really
Well,
cool.
It used to be. It was
Yeah.
a little wild.
It is whole carbon fiber,
Oh, fiber.
microfiber.
Microfiber.
Yeah.
Microfiber car.
It's a sick-looking car. That looks kind of familiar.
It's a TVR Griffith, which is basically an old Shelby Cobra. They're wild, but like with the glass, the whole structure of the roof is the glass.
You're kidding.
So like without the glass in there, this is so weak that if you put your hand on it, you
Fiberglass?
would crack it. Yeah, all fiberglass. Full fiberglass car with it.
Crazy. Looks like they finished restoration from the outside, huh? Oh yeah, that looks pretty. Really pretty. So, finishing touches with the interior, huh?
Yeah, there's not many of these left in the United States. We've done one. That's how we got this one. Done a little bit
Beautiful.
different.
It's beautiful. All the work done here. Ceramic coated headers. Really done well. Oh, this is cool as well. I like this.
So that's for this car.
Porsche.
Yep. This one is a quick resto. So
Beautiful.
just carpet, the door panels, the dash, and the headliner.
And that's
then
easy
this
peasy
one's
for you.
Yeah, we do these all the time. They're
Yeah?
only like a couple weeks.
Cattle will grab them by the tail and throw them, so they cut all of them off like when they're 2 weeks old before they can feel it.
So cute.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Say hello to cinnamon leather. This is the leather that I shipped from back home because I found original cinnamon leather. and then Matt did the wrapping. Then look at that, it looks beautiful. He also did the steering wheel, and he did one thing that I asked, which is to make the steering wheel thinner. I really hate how thick it is stock, and he perfectly achieved that. And then this trim was in really poor condition, and they didn't buy a replacement one, so he wrapped that in leather as well. Looks nice. Although I think I'm gonna go with plastic again, because this here is a bit too much of a bump, I think, because of the leather. But it looks nice.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was trying to tell you, like the dip from there, because the trim sits so far out. That I figured was gonna cause a little bit of an issue if we made it even thinner than that.
Yeah, it would. But I like the steering wheel. It's like it's perfect size now. It used to be a lot thicker. And then the door panels as well, and the seats. So we have a bit of a wrinkling going on here, and this is due to, well, how would I put this lightly? The gentleman that drove the car here down from Orlando, he's a big dude, and yeah, he wasn't really comfortable in here, and yeah, the seat is just...
It's fine, they can fix that. That's not a problem. This generation, they did like 2 different ways of how they assemble the seat, and there's a piece of foam underneath of this, and then it's the seat heater element. And because leather, you kind of don't want the foam to be 100% attached to the foam. Yeah. You border stitch it. That's how they do it. So the leather can move around, shrink, and all of that. However, in the beginning, if it's not shrunk and taut, if you have somebody a little bit bigger, that's what'll happen.
Yeah, for example, my wife is sitting over there, and she's fairly skinny. And look at that. The seat is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's covered in sunscreen and all sorts of creams and stuff, but we'll disregard that. I mean, the stitching that you've done is absolutely amazing, and this is what I like, because this is how you can tell if the work is done by an amateur or like professional work. And this is like OE stitching, like factory. It's just...
I freaked out for a second, because I was like, oh, the E39 has a deviated stitch color on their cinnamon. So then I was like, all right, well, what about the E46? Because I didn't realize that until I was most of the way through. I just color matched, because that's actually their cinnamon thread.
Nice.
So I realized it, and I was almost done with the whole car, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go back and do this if it's supposed to have deviated stitch.
And M embossed here as well. And I think not even this one had this letter. But this just works so good.
Yeah,
Himmler red and cinnamon is just...
Didn't come with cinnamon, because I was looking to that was my first initial thing, was to check, see what they did.
It's beautiful.
And no, it didn't, so
yeah.
You have an individual now.
The car did 400 and something, nearly 500 miles, and it's been splendid. Right, this is the downside of this car. Super tiny trunk. We had one big suitcase, and I actually damaged the rubber here from like pushing the suitcase in. Gonna have to fix that. Thank you again very much for the beautiful work.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm glad this worked out, because I really wanted to have an interior done by you, so it's...
Yeah, I really wanted to do an interior for you, because I don't know if you know this, but the reason why Freddie reached out originally to you was my idea. Because I have been watching for a while. And
to do the M3.
Yeah, I was like, hey man, you just need some mechanical work. Why don't you try and do something with him?
Yeah.
And that was, I don't want to say a little self-fulfilling, but it was also, you know.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Putting all of us together.
Yeah.
So I was in March in Florida, in Orlando. Well, obviously you saw that I was doing this car, but also Freddie's E46 M3, which is coming a bit later. I did some filming of that video as well, but Freddie has to release his video first. So that's a wrap for now with Project Seattle. Next time you see it, it's gonna be in Germany. I can't wait to drive this car over there. Perfect summer car. And you know we're gonna take it to the Nürburgring, because the S54 is just a magnificent engine. All right, goodbye for now. That's it for him. Fort Lauderdale Airport, flying with apparently the shittiest airline, Spirit. And let me tell you something, the difference between inside and outside is astronomical. It's so hot outside, and then you walk inside and the AC is just killing you. Welcome to Pittsburgh. So funny story, I was hoping to rent something interesting, and a nice subscriber on Instagram hooked me up with a discount code for 6th. And they have a really cool choice of cars, German cars mainly. And I made a booking last night, and when I booked, it said BMW 5 Series is similar. And I just got an email, and guess what it is? It's an X5. The thing is haunting me. It's the 4-liter one, and it's the M Sport, so B58, which is fun. But I don't want an SUV. So I'm gonna see if I can change it to a 5 Series, to G, whatever the new one is called. Enterprise. 6th. Let's see if I can get something else other than an SUV. Would settle for a 3 Series as well, as long as it's not an X5, you know? Where is our Chariot? Is that it? The white one? How do you... No. It's that one. So this is G or F? No, G, whatever model, they lost me after E. E70 is the last one that I know. You know what I'm afraid of now? That the missus is gonna like this better than the current E70 X5 that we have, and then I'm gonna be forced to sell it. And I just spent a crap ton of time fixing it. So let's see how this goes. Huh? She's already firing shots. She said that this is a car and not the little crap that we drew in Florida. That's very offensive. I think you're gonna walk through. See, I'm a peasant. The color is, it's black, my favorite color. Or is it blue? It's a little bit blue. Yeah, look at that. It is the new one. I think this is G something. I don't know what exactly, but should have the B58. Should be fun. Ooh, someone really tiny was sitting in here. Let's go down, all the way down. Oh, it's a race car now. At least it's not electric. Power 100%. Is it a hybrid? Got a big iPad in front of me. Where's the shifter? Steering wheel is super light. I don't like it. Oh. Okay, we discovered that the ride is really, really firm. All right. It is a lot quieter than E70. It's the first impression. E70 is very rattling inside. Look at that. It's like I'm in a video game. Right, I've been living with that giant thing for a week now. Have done quite a few miles, city driving, highways, back roads. And you know, I'm no James Camisa, but I think I can tell you a thing or three about that thing. As I am a professional automotive journalist now, I've done my research, and by that I mean I went on Google and learned that this is G05 model, the latest X5, and this is the xDrive 40i. And back in the good old days, 40i would mean 40,000 liter V8. But no, those days are long gone. This is actually a 3-liter turbocharged inline 6, and it's a mild hybrid. Has a 48-volt battery, 375 horsepower. Forgot the torque numbers, but the engine is absolutely fabulous in this thing. We'll get to that in a bit. First, let's talk about the look of this car, the design. And you know, it looks fine. It just looks fine. Considering how obnoxious BMW's lineup is nowadays, this looks great in comparison. I mean, don't get me wrong, the grille is absolutely humongous. The headlights, they look great. Wheels, not a fan of these. Don't like the diamond cut with black inserts, but I'm sure you can get different wheels for this car. Not so sure about that line. It doesn't look that great to me, but you know, it is what it is. Taillights are kind of cool looking. You know, they're protruding. You have the typical fashion, which is nowadays black and red. The rear, you know, it has real, well, this is fake, but that's, I guess, an exhaust tip. And yeah, for the side, it looks fine. Let's jump under the hood real quick and look at this. You pull the lever twice, like that. And in the past, there was like a little thingy that you had to press to open the hood. Nowadays, nah, you just do that and it's voila, B58. And it looks like there's plenty of space in here. This looks like an engine that's going to be comfortable to work on, I gotta say. Massive, massive space here in the front. There's a radiator. I don't know what else, if this is empty or not. These flaps are closed at the moment. But yeah, it looks, you know, fine. Oh, this opens easily. Yeah, look at that mess. That's the intercooler, gazillion wires. Look at those ignition coils. I bet those are cheap. Direct injection as well. So let's just not worry about that at this point. I don't want to lose my deposit, so let's just do that. Close the hood. The color, the key says it's black, but it's not. This is, I think it's azurite black, which is same as carbon black, carbon Schwarz, the same color we had on Project Chicago. Beautiful deep blue metallic when the sun is out, but otherwise it's completely black. Inside, let's actually start in the back. They didn't really bother hiding that ugly camera over there, so naturally electric tailgate. And then the silver part is now electric as well, which is actually annoying because this is too slow. You know, when I'm loading stuff, it's much easier to pull the lever and just drop it down within a second than wait on this stupid thing to go up and down. And then, of course, this thing is gonna break sooner or later. No spare tire, but plenty of, you don't even get the tools. You just get the tow hook for when it inevitably breaks down on you. First aid kit, nope, don't have that either. charging ports. Anyway, plenty of room in the back. We had a ton of luggage here, and as a road trip car, this thing was great. In the back, it's locked, of course, and it doesn't have comfort access in the back, only in the front, because cost cutting, you know. In the back, it looks good. You know, every single person that was driving in this car was bedazzled how nice it is, how luxury it is. Here you have some sort of port to hook up an iPad and dumb down your kids while you're driving. Leather feels nice. I don't think this is real leather, but it feels nice and touch. It's nice and soft. And then in the front, you're greeted with the biggest letdown of this car, the stupid iPad floppy thingy that you have here. The cluster is completely gone and it's all digital now. This layout here is nice. This is all leather, buttons that feel nothing like BMW of old days. The seat is nice and comfortable, moves in several directions. Although, if you do this here, you will find white substance. Do you know what that is? That is the grease for the gears that's exposed. And I was driving the other day, and I don't know how my hand ended up here, but I got grease all over my fingers, and it's really difficult to get it off. So minus points there, BMW. The steering wheel, gone are the good old days of nice BMW steering wheels. This is way too thick. Like the airbag, really like it, because this is leather now. The emblem is 3D, really nice to touch it. This badge as well, it's no longer a sticker, it's an actual badge. Don't understand the seams. Why are they straight? It looks like an amateur did the steering wheel, and it's just like, doesn't feel natural. It should be like this. The buttons, thankfully, has actual physical buttons on the steering wheel, although they're flat and not that nice to use. The older ones with protruding buttons were nicer. Flappy pedals, I haven't used those. They don't feel that nice to use. And then you have touch controls here, but BMW was kind of smart about this, because, for example, here this is touch as well. Well, smart, by that I mean they're trying to trick you. So this feels like an actual button, but it's this entire panel that moves, and you still have to look down and see what you're pressing to get this thing to work. And it's the same thing here. This is an entire panel here. See when I press it? And then here, sport, comfort. It's all touch nonsense. And they took away our manlyhood. No shift knob anymore. Just this tiny little stupid thing that feels pretty ugly to use. But again, that's modern cars nowadays. The air vents, I love this. This is really smart. You have this knob here. Turn your light out to close it, open it, and then to point it, you just move this knob here and it's gonna change direction. It's kind of hidden. I really like it. That's super clever. This is probably one of my favorite bits of the car, the wood trim. And I don't know if it's actual wood, but it feels really nice when you touch it, because you can feel the pores of the wood. That being said, this part here, you can't see it now, but in sunlight you can see scratches already. And this car only has 3,000 miles, which, by the way, you can't even see on the cluster. It's kind of hidden. You have to change some settings and menus and whatever, and then find it. But yeah, I think after like 50-60,000 miles, this is not gonna look that nice. Then you have a panorama sunroof, except this is now a giant heat absorber, because there used to be like a wooden panel behind this fabric here. Now it's gone, so the sunlight is actually coming through, and on a really sunny day, this thing gets super hot. And that's just, I don't know, cost cutting. It just doesn't make sense that they did that. And then almost chopped my fingers off. And then panorama doesn't actually open all the way, only this front section here, which is kind of stupid. I mean, panorama, you want the whole thing to open. Why would you have it like that? Don't know why they did that. And then if you dig a bit deeper in the interior, you can find some cheap materials like this sun visor here, this plastic. You can peel a cucumber on this thing. It's so sharp. The rest of the interior, you have this bar here that lights up. It says X5. It looks really cheesy, but I guess that what most people like nowadays. But to me, it's just this. I cannot get on board with this. This is way too distracting when you drive it. You have a camera in here, you have a head-up display here. To use the climate controls, you gotta go in the menu here, go up and down, which means you have to take your eyes off the road. You know, in the past it was just a knob. You do that and you're good to go. But now, no, it's all on the stupid screen here. You gotta go to sub menu to turn on the heated seats or the cooled function. It has a heated steering wheel, which is pretty cool. And then this cluster here. In the past, you used to have one speedo, RPM gauge, fuel, coolant, stuff like that. Now you have so much information. But for example, if I want to learn how many miles this thing has, I don't know where to find that. This now doesn't work probably because I pressed something. If you change the layout, this is the part where I say it's really distracting. So if you do this, this is no longer an RPM gauge. It's for the battery, I guess. So here I'm revving the car, and you can just hear some vacuuming noise from the front, and then the artificial sound from the speakers. Oh, there we go. 3,734 miles in total on this thing. Yeah, that's the initial thoughts. Let's get on the road and then I can tell you a bit more about this thing. All right, start. I had to go and find the back roads because Pennsylvania this time of year is absolutely stunning. So, like I said, the shifter is gone. We have this toy here, the lever that you push and then it goes into gear. I guess I never explained why I'm in Pittsburgh, and that's because my wife's sister she got married 2 days ago, so the entire family, all of us were here for that, and that's why I rented this car. I wanted something fun. I didn't want like a regular Malibu or whatever. I just wanted to have something that's kind of fun, and here it's driving this car, it just reminded me why I don't like modern cars. So the engine and transmission on this car, the B58 and the 8-speed ZF automatic, are absolutely fabulous. The transmission is smooth as silk, so when you're driving comfort like this, you just don't feel it. When you put it in sport, it's a bit more aggressive, it has more kick to it, it's fun to use. And then the engine, it has so much torque and power, it just carries the weight of the X5 like it's nothing. It doesn't feel it. It's actually 5.2 seconds to get up to 60 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, which is, you know, E30 on M5 territory. It's just ridiculous that the SUV is as fast as that. But that's where the good things end, at least for me, with this car. As I said, this stupid digital iPad here, it's very distracting. I don't really understand it. Why do I have to go into sub-menu here to change the climate controls? I mean, what was wrong with the knob? This way I have to take my eyes off the road to find the settings, what I need here. Then the cluster, there's so much information here. It's very unnecessary. There's a camera in the middle, you have a head-up display, you have a map here. You just don't know where to look when you first jump into this car. And I had a few instances where I wasn't really sure if this car was running or not. So I would stop at the gas station, go inside to buy some water, have people in the car. I want the car to run, so they have the AC running. And I leave the key inside, put the car in park, walk outside, and the car shuts off. Why? I'm sure there's a setting to turn that off or whatever, but why? If I leave you running, stay running, good sir. The starting price of this car, at least what I found online, is $67,000. And this has the M Sport pack, which probably adds a bit more, so let's say maybe 80 or whatever. So this is a luxurious SUV, and I, for one, would never buy this vehicle. And it's not just because it's a modern car, it's because of the way it handles and drives. First of all, BMW it stood proudly for the ultimate driving machine. Driving this car, it's the ultimate digital appliance. That's what it feels to me, because the steering is completely dead. You feel nothing. It's electric, and if you want to load the suspension in the corner, if you want to enjoy this car on the back roads, you can, because the front end is just not communicating with you, and you feel nothing. You can't feel what the front tires are doing. And that's one of the things that I really, really love about the 70. And when I first drove that car on the back roads, I was thoroughly impressed how it handles. You actually feel the suspension. It just handles amazing for an SUV. This just drives like a car, like any car. And then the suspension itself, and this is the bit that I really don't understand, because if I'm spending that much money on a luxury SUV, I want it to drive comfortably. I want to drive in comfort. I don't want to feel every single pothole and just bounce around. And I've noticed with this car, especially pronounced at slow speeds, when you're hitting a pothole or bump or some uneven surface on the road, the front end, you will feel the front shocks absorbing the impact, but then the rear hits the same pothole and it's just kind of gives you jolt in the back. It's really firm and harsh, and I don't get that. Why is it dampened so hard in the back? And my wife, she's 7 months pregnant now, and she immediately noticed that this car is just more uncomfortable than, say, the E70, which is, you know, absorbing potholes much nicer than this thing. That being said, this car has the M Sport pack, which means, I believe, M Sport suspension, which means automatically more stiffer than the stock suspension, and it also has stupid run flat tires, which completely ruined the ride. So I would love to try this car with stock suspension and say standard tires and see if it feels any different. But as it sits right now,
the electronic part of this car and the way the suspension feels would make me not want to buy this thing. And then the driving position, it's very much like driving a truck. Your knees bent up, and it's just, you know, an uncomfortable position to drive for a long period of time, at least for me. The seats and the overall driving experience to me was much better in the E70. And you know, this car just reaffirmed the reasons, the multiple reasons why I don't like modern cars and why I want to fix the old ones. In 15 years, when this thing has 150,000 kilometers, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to be one fixing this thing. There is so much electronic garbage and unnecessary stuff that it's unbelievable. And then it just doesn't give you a pleasure to drive this car. E70, even though I hate that car and I hate SUVs because they're a nightmare to maintain, when I need to drive that car, I still have fun. I still enjoy it. It has good V8 noises. It's fun to drive, and this is why, as car enthusiasts, we fix and enjoy and driving all of these old cars. But this is just now a car, any car, and hand to heart, strip all of the badges away and put me in this car, I would never ever be able to tell that this is a BMW. It shares zero DNA with the old ones. Nothing. There's just nothing left of the old BMW. And partially I get that. BMW is in business of making money. They're not in business of making cars for a small minority of people like you and I, car enthusiasts. This car needs to attract everyone, the non-car people. And I had many non-car people in the car driving with me, and every single person that went inside was blown away how nice this car is, how luxurious it is, how the engine sounds amazing when I, you know, give it throttle from the traffic light. And, you know, I tried to explain that's not the actual sound of the engine. The engine sounds like a microwave. There is no sound. They're pumping artificial sound through the speakers and making you think like it sounds, wow, it's amazing, it's a muscly, sporty car. But it's not. And then all of the gimmicks that this car has, and here's one. Let me turn up the radio. You can do this and change the radio station, and people find that amazing. And then you can do this. It's gonna bring the volume up and down. And to me, it's just an unnecessary, stupid gimmick, because it's much faster to change stations by doing this or that. I don't get it. Why didn't you spend more time engineering the suspension and how the front end feels and how the whole thing handles than spending time on this nonsense? But that's exactly what non-car people want. They want technology. They're not buying cars based on looks anymore, based on how it drives and feels. They're buying cars based on tech. But anyway, I can go on a very long rant why I don't like modern cars, but this is not BMW's fault. You know, all the stuff that I complained earlier, this stupid tablet here, they have to do that because every single other car manufacturer is doing that. And if they stuck around with the old cluster, then, you know, they're behind. They're not following the trend. This is what people want. They want a device that has technology in it, and it doesn't matter how it drives, how it steers, if you feel anything. But it is what it is. This is, like I said, this car has its own market, and I'm happy that BMW is still in business and making cars. And the engine, they have a fabulous engine, fabulous transmission, and I would like to try something else that has this engine and transmission that actually handles better, like a proper BMW, and see if I like that more. But just based on Soul Tech and everything that we have here, no thank you. I'm gonna stick to my old leaky, good handling, good sounding BMWs. So I think that about sums it up. I don't hate this car. It was an okay to drive around. I'm still baffled by the suspension, why it's dampened so badly. But, you know, as a device that you drive from point A to point B for normal people, this is a great vehicle. Yeah, professional automotive reviewer Stratton, and this was just completely off the cuff and just my opinion about the car. Then, you know, stuck with me from driving it these past few days. Tomorrow I'm flying back, and then I'm gonna finish working on the E70. Major overhaul on that car, and at first I wasn't really sure if there was any point in fixing that car because I hate it so much. But now that I've driven this, I was actually afraid that my wife was gonna like this a lot better than the old E70 and tell me like, yeah, this is so much better, maybe we should get this like one date and sell the old one. But no, she, even as a complete non-com person, came to appreciate the old E70 and how it sounds and feels and how it rides. So there's that. So yeah, even though I absolutely despise SUVs when it comes to fixing one, I am glad that the E70 is gonna live on.
I have no idea where I ended up, but there's a big cliff over there. I think that's a school of some sort. It's quite nice and calm and peaceful. And then there's the X5. So yeah, I hope that this wasn't a complete waste of your time, this mini review of the X5. I mean, I know I might sound like an old man and that I like old tech. I mean, I'm an IT guy by profession and I like technology and stuff. But this is just tech overload. Who's gonna fix this thing in 10 years when it's completely falling apart? I mean, the first owner is gonna drive it, then it's gonna come to the second owner, then the third one, and this thing is going to be completely destroyed. And you have so much tech and stuff, and this is gonna be so expensive to fix. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see in 15 years if anyone's gonna have desire to fix one of these things. And I will never get on board with this technology and this display here. It's just bring back the old stuff. The knobs, the buttons, the stuff that you can touch and feel. I don't need to take my eyes off the road. I don't need WhatsApp, Facebook, and other applications or whatever while I'm driving. I just need speedo, RPM, fuel, coolant, engine oil temp, stuff like that. Just useful driver-focused stuff. But again, with the current situation in the world and what people like, I don't think that will change anytime soon. But hopefully the stupid touch buttons will at least go away, because this is just... Ugh.
I'm gonna start driving down to Pittsburgh to meet up with mi familia. Anyway, maybe I can speed up a little bit on the, how do you call it? On the highway. I mean, you can't really speed here at all. Everyone drives so slowly. And I don't want to get in trouble because I like coming here. Ah, the stupid seatbelt. This is another annoying thing. This is completely unnecessary. Every time you start the car, it kind of tightens the seatbelt. It's gonna tuck you in. What is the point of that? My wife hates it as well, and I hate it as well, because this thing already retracts. If I'm in the car, it's gonna automatically do that. You do not need to additionally tension the stupid thing. It's just unnecessary technology. There's the X7. That thing, you know, it looks utterly pointless in Europe because it's so big, but here it just looks like a normal car. It completely blends in with everything else that's humongous. Also, if you look around, the cars that are being driven, like 80% of the cars on the road are SUVs, pickups, and crossovers. That's it. And that's why this car is so popular nowadays. And why it's, I don't know if it's the best-selling model for BMW, but I'd be willing to bet it's up there. I know a lot of people like this car, and if you're considering buying one, all I can say is just test drive it, see how it feels. If it works for you, then great, buy it. I personally am gonna stick with the old ones, like I said, because, you know, even though they have their own issues and stuff that you need to do, for example, the E70, it's a tremendous amount of work to keep that thing on the road, but it's rewarding. You know, when I drive that car, the sound from the engine, how it handles, how it feels, it's rewarding. It's worth fixing this car. This wouldn't be worth fixing in 15 years when it has 3 gazillion oil leaks and needs a new battery. Oh my god, see that? Why, man? Why is it not softer? And I think it has EDC suspension, because I saw earlier that it has comfort and sport for the suspension, and I keep it in comfort the entire time. Just look. See, I can see the front end doing its thing, but the rear is so stiff. I don't get it. I don't get the suspension. I would love to try like competitors, Range Rovers, Land Rovers, Porsche, Audi, you know, stuff like that, just to see how it compares to this thing. And, you know, maybe BMW is on top of the game, and compared to everything else, this is fantastic and it handles great and blah, blah, blah. But again, I'm not a professional automotive journalist like Christopher H. Harrison or Jesse Camisa or Throttle Horse guys. You know, I'm just a guy that likes oil leaks. And it's off now, I believe. And look at this. The engine is off and I can still turn the steering wheel. It has servo, which means it's fully electric. Fully electric. Oh, I'm out of fuel. Let's fly off this intersection. It moves. It moves really, really well. And we're up to speed limit. Back to comfort. Yeah, driving this car past few days, I just cannot believe that this is BMW. What BMW is nowadays. It's not the car that I fell in love with when I first drove my E39. You know, kind of makes me sad. It really makes me sad. It makes me happy that BMW is still in business making cars and still exists as a company, but it just makes me sad to know that they're so far away from what they used to be and for what they stood back in the past. I mean, you buy a BMW, you buy a car that looks fantastic from the outside. The handle is amazing. It drives like the ultimate driving machine, and now it's the ultimate appliance machine. It's so digital and artificial feeling. That's the best way I can describe this car, and probably 99% of all modern cars. Here comes the corner, and it's so unsatisfying to use. It's so ugly. It just kind of, you know, it steers. Very understeer as well. But the B58 is just magnificent. It pulls this thing beautifully. Yeah, there's another X5 right over there, and you know, when I look at it, I can't help but think that's their probably best looking car out of all cars that they have right now. The 5 Series is just a huge disappointment. The 3 Series doesn't look right. Don't get me even started on the 7 Series. Look at that ugly thing. F***ing blob on the road. Anyway, I made it to where I was going. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go grab some donuts now, and I'll see you later. Miami. Taco. Back alley, bro. Ooh, it stinks. Okay.